Shalom, brothers and sisters out there. I want to first give all praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai and to all the elders out there through all the camps pushing this truth, and to the brothers out there that's pushing this truth in honesty and sincerity. I'm going to make a short video just because I've been thinking about it. So, just um, bear with me through this lesson and everything. This is a lesson about really just touching on spiritual powers again. I made it in my last video, and I'm gonna make another video about it again today. Just gonna touch on it real quick, just to boost brother spirits up. Let me see here. We got this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and 12, and it says, "I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden wedges of Ophir." So, right now, I just, and I know the brothers out there that's probably feeling some type of way, like, you feel like nothing really is going on special in your life right now. And, there's a lot of, you just going through things right now, and, you probably wondering, what's going on in your life. And, you probably might be facing eviction, or you ain't getting paid that much at your job, or, you just got problems with getting women. Just all types of stuff, that, you brothers out there probably suffering through. And for you women out there, you probably, suffering too. You subconsciously suffering, you don't know how to find a man because you just follow your emotions. But, when the time comes, when, the Lord finally reveals who his elect are in these times of trouble, then you women are going to realize who the true men of the Lord are, whoever they may be, the 144,000, the elect. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, if you those chosen few, you will be like the most precious thing on this planet, more precious than fine gold. Like the abilities you would have, having spiritual power. I mean, you would literally be doing everything you've ever seen in the movies, comic books. I mean, just the idea, just thinking about it, like, could you imagine having that ability to just run as fast as lightning, like faster than the speed of sound, just running down the street, just running. I mean, not getting tired at all. I mean, could you just imagine just being able to just walk through walls, like any obstacle come near you, you could just phase through it. You know what I'm saying? Have the ability to just move things with your mind, telekinesis. You know what I'm saying? Just lift it up with this pure thought. You know what I'm saying? Or be physical, actually pick up a heavy tank with your bare hands and just throw it as far as I can see. I mean, even have the spiritual powers, the ability to fly. I mean, just shoot straight up into the air like a rocket and just fly around the world faster than a jet. You know what I'm saying? That's spiritual power. That's what you brothers will be blessed with. For those who are the elect. And Lord willing, I be that the elect. You know what I'm saying? And we get another scripture. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 31. "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary." Like I said, with super speed, just running fast like the Flash, you know what I'm saying? Or Quicksilver, just spirit, just superheroes like that that was inspired by the Bible, in case you haven't realized that by now, but that's the truth. These people that make these comic books and these superhero movies, they get this all from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? They just don't come up with that with just ideas. You know what I'm saying? People like Stan Lee, you know what I'm saying? They get this from the Bible. That's their main inspiration. This is their main inspiration. And getting back to the scriptures, it says, "They shall mount up wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint." So we won't even know what fainting is or what pain is or anything. You know what I'm saying? Once you get spiritual powers and them spiritual, bodies, you know what I'm saying, it'll be a lot better than the bodies that we have now. That we won't even feel pain, we won't get sick, we just, living eternal. And that's a blessing. That's the blessing that, the descendants of Jacob will have, that the elect and the 1/3 will have, but starting with the elect. You know what I'm saying? This will happen when the time of martial law. You know what I'm saying? And whoever you brothers are, Lord, if you the elect, man, you have no idea how, special you really are. Like the Lord gotta really, really, really love you. Like just care about you and just really had his eye on you the whole time. Like just and you didn't even know you was the elect. You know what I'm saying? You may have heard about it, you know what I'm saying, knowing that, it could be anybody, you know what I'm saying, even thinking that it could be you. And then, when the time happened, just so happened it is you. Like, I mean, that type of spirit just that, I mean, just the feeling is just, there's no words to describe that feeling if you be that elect. You are willing. Just pray on it. I just pray that I'm the elect and, Lord willing, you brothers be the elect too. I'm saying this, rather, pushing his work and, trying to, wake everybody else up to this truth. I'm saying is, I'm saying is you gotta work at it, you gotta like push this truth, because that's the only people that the Lord looking for. Talking about you blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, you brothers and sisters out there, you brothers for real. Yeah, so that spiritual power, like the stuff that the Lord gonna bless us with, man. It's gonna be you don't even believe it right now, because you probably watching this video right now like, man, this dude don't even know what he's talking about, but you don't believe the scriptures, you don't believe the Bible, but you'll believe it when you see it though. This world ain't gonna be around forever. I'm saying the Lord got a plan and he moving. In case you haven't noticed, you know what I'm saying. Especially you women. You're saying you women, you just be living in this world carnal as all get out. Saying you believe in this white man's world, his money and shit. I'm saying you believe that the dollar bill gonna save you. You believe as long as you work and got your nice little car, your apartment, your house, whatever. I'm saying you believe you good. You believe that you being independent, you all right. But I'm saying the Lord's plan, he don't care about what's going on in your life. His plan is set in motion, and when he wants something to be done, it's gonna be done. And if he says it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So when this world comes to an end, I mean, in case you ain't even watch the news or even seen your Facebook, you know what I'm saying? If you even have one, Iran dropped $1. That's a bad sign already. So I'm saying, so this the prophecy is coming to pass. And you women, when this dollar bill collapse, you're gonna be looking for the men of the Lord. Most definitely, you're gonna be looking for that 144,000, whoever they may be. And this is what it says too. Here's the book of Isaiah, chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. Basically, what that's saying is that, you women, you're going to be begging for men so bad in that day by, the time where if you even live long to survive this whole thing. But for the women that do, if they survive and they just so happen to run into, or the man of the Lord find them, you know what I'm saying, you women would be so humble, you wouldn't even care about sharing a man, because right now you women wicked as fuck. You believe that your man belong to you, but really, you belong to him. You know what I'm saying, but we've been living in society for so fucking long that you women been brainwashed for real. You really have. You know what I'm saying, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't really raise my voice like I want to, but you still understand what I'm talking about. And you know what I say is true. You know what I'm saying, you women just, you just fucking out of order. I don't know, you's out. You say you don't want to obey, you don't want to listen to your man or nothing. Saying you cheat on him, have sex with another man behind his back, and in your mind you feel like you've done no wrong. And that's how you women really think. But like I said, when this time comes, you're going to be looking and begging for a man of the Lord in that day. And like I said, if it's the elect, you're saying you'd be blessed to be with him, and you wouldn't even care if he messing in, or he involved with another woman, I should say. So you'd be cool with sharing him. I'm saying that's how it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? You'd be begging just to have this child, just so you will be near him, close to him for protection, because you'll see he got the real power, and all this stuff here in this world right now, money, cars, clothes, that's all vanity. You can't take that shit with you, and that shit gonna be destroyed here in nuclear fire. So that shit's, well, all this shit for real is all worthless anyway. And it's sad that you women take, and you men too, you niggas out there take, pride in this vanity shit, in this vanity world. I said, but when you see, when the Lord raises men up, then you believe. It'll be too late by then. Let me get another scripture real quick. Hold on. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's a scripture from the book of Revelation. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 1. And it said, "And after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth." Now, y'all probably heard this before, the four horsemen, yeah, in the scriptures. But anyway, that's what they represent. And read it again. This is verse 1. "And after these things I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree." So in other words, these angels, you know what I'm saying, spread all amongst, the four corners of the earth, basically around the world. And those, you probably don't look up or watch the sky that much, but it's basically those things that they look like stars, but they are, chariots. Most of them are probably the chariots, because we got so much light down here on this planet that you barely even actually can see all the stars. But the ones that you can see, most likely are the chariots. But y'all don't look up, you know what I'm saying? It could probably be a star, you wouldn't even know, but you know what I'm saying, that's what the chariots look like. But anyway, those angels will be spread all across the world, getting ready to seal the certain elect that the Lord is looking for. And it'll say it in the scriptures. This is verse 2. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 2. And it reads, "And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God, Yahweh. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea." Verse 3. "Saying, Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads." And that's talking about his chosen, the Lord's chosen. Verse 4, we're going to keep reading. "And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel." See, that's the 144,000 from each tribe. It's saying it's talking about, the tribe of Judah, which is the so-called black man, the tribe of Benjamin, which is so-called West Indians, the Jamaicans, and the tribe of Levi, which is so-called Haitians. And then you got Ephraim and Manasseh, which are the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans. You know what I'm saying? Asher, Issachar is the tribe, is the so-called Mexicans, and the rest of the other tribes out of the 12 tribes of Israel. And I'm gonna make a lesson on that. I'm gonna actually show the 12 tribe charts in one of my lessons, just to clarify who the 12 tribes of Israel are, so that way you brothers out there that's watching, sisters too, that's watching this video, can fully understand what I'm talking about when I mention the children of Israel. But but as far as this lesson goes, in the book of Revelations, it'll be the 144,000 men of each of these tribes that will be the elect, and they will have spiritual power. And this so-called white man, who is, the enemy, who is these Illuminatis and these Rockefeller and these Rothschilds, they know who we are. They just want to keep this ignorant world going so they can keep us brainwashed and sleep, so we don't wake up to our power, who is Yahweh, our Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, and His Son Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Christ. You know what I'm saying? And He's the God of Israel, who is our God, because we are the children of Israel. Blacks, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians out there, brothers and sisters out there. I'm gonna keep pushing this truth till you wake up. Real talk. But those will be the men who have spiritual powers and will be able to do amazing things. Like I said, when to have these type of abilities, it's just, words can't even explain. Like, you can shoot laser vision out of your eyes, energy blast out of your hands, teleport, you can harden your body as steel, like no bullets won't even lay a dent in you, nothing. Like, you be able to read people's minds and just do incredible things, manipulating elements. I mean, so many incredible things. You'll be able to ride along the chariots, which are really the UFOs. The scriptures call them the chariots. And I'm gonna make a lesson about that too, Lord willing. But you know what I'm saying, just having spiritual power like that is a blessing. The only way to truly, and the only way to get them is you gotta first, fear the Lord. You know what I'm saying, come into this truth, keep the commandments, have faith first and foremost, and do this work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's right now, about to be 1:30, and I'm up. You know what I'm saying? But really, you know what I'm saying, the spirits came when we just, make a subject about, to touch on spiritual power. Just, whoever listening. But yeah, like I said, there's no excuse, man. It's like 1:30 in the morning. I'm just, just trying to do the best I can to spread this truth. And like I said, and that's what comes with spiritual power, and the Lord's looking for that. So I'm trying to wake you brothers up, whoever the elect out there, like for real, like you got this truth and you learning. You know what I'm saying? Do the best you can. Like if you can go on the highways and byways, you know what I'm saying? If not, you know what I'm saying, make videos. You know what I'm saying? Do something to get this truth out, because you know what I'm saying, the Lord is, you got to really choose his elect, and there's no telling who they could be. You know what I'm saying? Do whatever you can to help push this truth. And to have abilities like that, like I'm saying, once you have them, you know what I'm saying, you good. Like that's a sign, that's the greatest sign. This is it's a sure thing, you the elect. You know what I'm saying? You God's chosen. I mean, have that spiritual power to take Esau down. You know what I'm saying? The Edomites ain't got nothing to answer to that. They guns ain't gonna do nothing to you, man. They tanks ain't gonna do nothing to you, man. They jets, they army, they air force, none of that shit ain't gonna do nothing to you. And ain't gonna do nothing to the Lord's army. You know what I'm saying? His army of angels, Hawashai, when he get back, you know what I'm saying, who the world we call Jesus Christ, he gonna have all power. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be stronger than 144,000. So you already know it's gonna go down. How, you know what I'm saying? He gonna kill more than the elect themselves. So how, I'm telling you, man, spiritual power, man, and that's for the 144,000, the elect. You know what I'm saying? So, again, basically, like I said, I don't want to make this video too long, but I'm just telling you brothers out there, like, if you want, that's the way to get spiritual power. You know what I'm saying? If you be the elect, who are dealing with you, come into this truth, keep the commandments, have faith in the Lord, and do this work. Spread this truth, man, and do it with honesty and sincerity. You know what I'm saying? Live your life right, keep the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Keep the laws, the statutes, his commandments, keep them to the best of your ability. You know what I'm saying? Pray for faith. You know what I'm saying? Just, saying do whatever it takes just to be in the Lord's, his grace and his mercy, you know what I'm saying? Just, calling his name, any situation. You know what I'm saying? Continue to read the Bible and the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? Do your best to, truly live, in the way of, Yahushai's words when he spoke about the Lord. Saying keep those commandments, have faith. And if you are the 144,000, then you blessed and you good, you blessed. Saying so whoever the 144,000, man, the Lord got you. I'm saying since birth, since the beginning of time. That's a blessing. So, hopefully this video was edifying, and like I said, I just wanted to make a short video just touching on spiritual power, and that's for the 144,000. You know what I'm saying? You brothers out there, you brothers, you Black, Hispanics, Native American, Indians, and you sisters gonna be saved too. You know what I'm saying? You get your life right too. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Lord working, man. You know what I'm saying? Time's almost up. So, you know what I'm saying? Come back to the Heavenly Father, keep the commandments, and Lord willing, you be the 144,000. You know what I'm saying? With that much, I'm going to say, Shalom.